Hi friends and neighbors. We are out here working on the hearth again. I'm kind of out of breath. I'm usually out of breath. I'm always running and going and moving and doing. So I'm going to show you my little table saw, my little wet saw, tile saw. It's some kind of saw that we picked up at Harbor Freight. So I picked this little tile saw up, a little 4.5 inch at Harbor Freight, and we are going to be cutting the hearth. Kind of got a preliminary on where we're going to be putting the tile. It's got a neat little deal. You can cut 45s on it, different angles on it. Most of the time I just freehand them anyway, but most of these cuts in here, they're all going to be on an angle. So let me take you inside and see how we got it laid out. So this is how we're going to lay it out. We're going to do a very minimal grout line, 1/8 of an inch. So that we're going to have a full piece right in the front, 2 smaller pieces, and then we're going to step it out from there. Keep that same pattern all the way back to the corner. And before I go any further and start putting down tile, I've got to take the seam right down the center here and tape it so that we don't have any separation or anything. It's just a good idea to do. Put you a little bit of tape on there, fill that crack so you don't have any uneven places in there. We don't want the tile cracking right there. That's basically why you do it. They're thinner right there, so you don't want the tile cracking. Particularly if you're doing a floor, a kitchen, bathroom, something like that. Make sure you tape all your joints, put mud in them, and kind of smooth that area out so that your tile doesn't crack right there. Any uneven spots, put you a little extra mud in. So that's what I'm going to do. Take these tiles up. Got them marked, ready to go. I can start laying these out. The next two, you got to cut them right away. So I'll get the first one set, and then I'll start marking them. Got my big tri-square, which is really going to help. I can just lay it out there, cut it. This trim that is around here, as I've said before, is not permanent. It's just there to protect the edges of this Durarock until we get the real trim on there. So I'm gonna get started with it. Set this in the sun. Maybe. Might. Get up here. This next one is going to be a cut. this cut. So my table saw is kind of crude. It didn't do as well as I wanted it to. In fact, it broke, kind of broke my tile a little bit, but it is working. My stuff's kind of froze. Got down in the teens last night. I had it in the truck, but got it sitting in the sun now. Now we'll take it. We will cut this one. On this hearth, I just want about an 1/8 of an inch seam. I don't want a great lot. Perfect. Then I'll mark this one. Alright folks, we have got this far. Took us a little bit to figure our saw out. The blade got cattywampus on it, and we chipped a couple of them. Chipped one right there. And then when we got right here, the width of our hearth made it kind of hard to go with full pieces, because we were going to have like a little strip right here, and that just wasn't going to work. So we spread it out. We're going to put about a 3-inch wide piece in there, and then we'll go back to full ones. Not too bad of a deal. So my camera run out of battery right while I was talking. I was trying to show you guys some of the chips that saw put in along that edge. One right here. It's a cheap saw, like 50 bucks. It'll do this job, and it'll probably do the rest of whatever we need to do here on this hearth. It ain't too bad. It's all coming together kind of nice. I've got this piece in, and I've got to cut one more piece over there. You can see it's not exactly square. It's not exactly symmetrical. That's okay with us. I'm just going to take and put one full piece back there. I'm not going to break it in the middle. It's going to be in the exact corner. I'm going to put one there, and then another piece there. So it's coming along real well. This mastic, I was telling you about the mastic. It's not like thinset. It's kind of nasty stuff. It doesn't spread real well, and it's cold. I guess if it was hot, it'd be different, but we're gonna have to have some heat in here tonight, so it'll set up good. And then maybe the rest of this week, one day we'll grout it all. Then it's gonna get trim all the way around. We're gonna put the flooring down right up to it, and then put some trim on it, and then we may run some grout around it, or probably grout more than likely. grout or some kind of conch, colored conch around the outside. It's a little bit of a tedious job right in here, but got 2 more cuts to make and we'll be done with this, and then we can grout it probably tomorrow night for the next day. Alright folks, we've got it all in there. Like I say, it's a little bit off center, but that's what we were dealing with when we split the difference. It wasn't going to be straight no matter what we did. It wasn't the same amount of hearth on both sides, and it would have been longer if we'd have come straight out the center, because the length of it runs a little bit long. But we got it all laid in there, got it all cut. So other than being off center from our corner, not that big of a deal. So I think it looks pretty decent. It ain't off the center much, just a little bit. But we laid that out kind of freestyle. Give me Mama. She's still in her PJs today. Not supposed to say that. We've just been kind of hanging around today. We got this done. We're going to have to take and get some heat in here. Have to fire it, go get the other propane and fire this up and get this thing drying out. So get it setting up. I think it looks good. We're gonna continue right on up the wall there, same way, maybe with the same tile. I don't know, depends on what she wants. Probably the same tile. Well, folks, I got it grouted, but once it gets set up a little bit, we can take and sponge. I sponged it once. We'll take and sponge it again once it sets up a little bit, and probably take and get the stove in here in the next day or two, get it hooked up. Once we get it sponged off, and some people like to seal it, and if you're putting it in a bathtub or something like that, or a bathtub, in a shower or a bathtub surround, I guess, you want to seal the grout, put some sealer on it. But here under this stove, we're not going to worry about it. The rest of the walls are going to get this same grout, same porcelain tile. Holds up better. Porcelain holds up better. Than the other tile, which I can't think what the name of it is right now. There's 2 different types of tile. But anyway, my wife is sitting over there laughing at me because I can't remember. It's porcelain and ceramic. Took me a minute. Ceramic tile. Porcelain holds up better to the heat, so that's what we're putting in here. It's a little bit more pricey than ceramic, and porcelain doesn't cut as good as ceramic because it's a harder material. You really have to take your time with it. But we got it in here, good to go. So that's going to be all right now. I'll bring you the stove next time. Getting it in, getting it hooked up. We've got to take and we've got all the stuff to hook stove pipe up. We'll get a fire in here. We're not far off from using this little workshop. We got to take and get a desk built for me and for Miss Polly so she can do her beadwork. Build some counters in here so we can store some stuff down here, and we're going to be good to go. We got a lot of mudding to do on the drywall. Mud, tape, sand, that sort of thing, but we're going to try to get all that done and get the windows trimmed out and get it all rocking and rolling. Won't take long. So next time you see us, we'll be putting the stove in. So come on back then.